Welcome, Wildcats. Today I'm here with Justin, and he's going to talk about a little bit about his upcoming match on Saturday and about his what he does as a wrestler. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your upcoming match?
So Saturday, tomorrow night, April 15th, at the junior high, we're going to be having a King of Sports Championship Wrestling show. It's a lot of fun. Kids come out, get autographs at the ringside from the quote-unquote good guys of wrestling. So it's a good family-friendly show. I'm going to be putting my title on the line. It's the King of Sports Super Heavyweight Championship belt against a guy named Omega. Looking forward to the match. We have some history. We have some bad blood recently. And speaking of blood, he did say he's going to make me bleed tomorrow night. We'll see if that holds true or not, but I guarantee you I'm going to walk away with the title still, whether I'm bloody or not. So I'm going to see if he delivers on his promise.
All right. What are you most excited for in this upcoming match?
I mean, if he's going to make me bleed, I'm excited to bleed. I've done it before, and there's just a different rush, that adrenaline that kicks in once you're bleeding. And so if he's going to make me bleed, let's go for it and have some fun.
All right. Now let's switch over a little bit about your career in wrestling. So how did you start your career in wrestling?
I was playing minor league football and getting tattoos in Greenville at Texas Tattoo and Art Gallery. And my artist, Josh, a painter who owns the shop, kept telling me, hey, you should get into wrestling. Let us hit you with a chair. You should get into wrestling. I was like, well, no to the chair shot. I'll look into wrestling. I don't know how, but I'll try to figure it out. And so I was scrolling on Instagram one day, and this guy popped up named Dean Fleming on suggested follows, and he was holding a championship belt. So I clicked on it and was like, who's this? Because I follow wrestling, and I don't know who this is. And it said he was from Dallas, Texas, so followed him on Instagram, sent a message like, hey, how do you get into wrestling? Because I see your title and you're from Dallas and I don't know anything about you. And he was like, send me a link to Facebook for Bumps and Bruises Pro Wrestling Academy in Carrollton, Texas. And sent them a message, came out for a tryout in August of 2019, did the tryout, got rolling from there.
So why don't you tell us a little bit of the things you went through at Bumps and Bruises?
Oh, man. So you learn everything from taking a bump, running the ropes, doing moves, promos, to talking on the mic, doing interviews, and you can learn how to actually be a manager. You can do commentating, video, wrestling, everything. So you can learn about everything. It is a vigorous school. I did actually crack the cartilage in my neck at one point, practicing the move, which I will never do that move again. So I learned my lesson there. But to graduate, it's from the school, it's you take everything you've learned over the time, and one night it's about 6 to 7 hours of just straight different things and stuff you would learn throughout, and it's just constantly going. And once you graduate, it's a big test to graduate, and once you're done, you're accomplished and you're really sore. I can tell you that much.
So, why don't you tell us what's one of your favorite things about wrestling?
Favorite things is, just the people you meet, but as well as working for King of Sports like I do, because we do go to a lot of schools and help raise money for schools, because portion of ticket sales go to the schools. And so with that, just the excitement of the production and the product that they put on, which y'all would love if y'all came out to the show, because of the audio, video, lighting, and everything that they put on. They use spotlights for the wrestlers on the entrance, so it's really great production. But just the fans coming to the ring and getting autographs during entrances, it just makes it an experience like no other that I've had in other promotions.
So why don't you tell us one of the toughest things about wrestling?
Toughest things is obviously, depending on the match, is waking up the next day. You're going to be sore some days you're not. I did have a triple threat cage match in December. It was a last blood match, so you had to all bleed before anybody can win. And ironically enough, this happened at Christian Wrestling Federation in Rockwall. So for Christian wrestling, we had to bleed to win. So like I said, I got beat with a crutch multiple times. I hit with a kendo stick that was shattered, so it was more like a whip. That was terrible. And then got finally busted open by getting tripped into a chair in a corner. So woke up sore that day, and actually back was swollen and a portion from the crutch for about 3 weeks. So it was terrible.
So we've talked about your upcoming match. We talked about how you got into wrestling, a little bit about your favorite things about wrestling. Why don't we talk a little bit about your home life?
Okay. So graduated from Reigns in 2005. Did theater in this room, actually, with some of my great friends in high school. Kind of fell off since then, but that's usually what happens after high school. But I do have a son that actually is graduating from Reigns next month, Colin Holcomb, and then a daughter in 8th grade, daughter in 3rd grade, son in kindergarten. So I got every campus covered. My daughter, who is in junior high, has been taping up posters for the event tomorrow, handing out flyers. So she's been promoting for me.
That's nice. Why don't you tell us a little bit of your hobbies outside of wrestling?
Man, hobbies are tough to come by because you're either at the gym, at work, watching videos of wrestling to learn different things, and maybe find some old moves from the 80s or 90s that aren't being used today. So people think they're new again, but they're not. They're just really old. But other than that, just hanging out with kids, dogs, wife, going out for walks with the dogs and the wife and the kids, or the band that did my theme song, try to check them out when I can. They have a show tonight that I'm going to go to in Fort Worth just to support them since they put the time and effort into making the custom theme song for me.
And do you have any advice for any new upcoming wrestlers?
This has been a huge debate over the last couple days on Facebook. Old grizzled vets are saying don't take pictures in the locker room with other wrestlers, like maybe they've been to WWE or AEW, one of those higher areas instead of the independents. And you have a lot of people and some of the guys that are higher up saying take the pictures. That's one thing they regret is they don't have pictures of their friends that have tragically passed away in the last few years because they were always told don't take pictures. So take the pictures, have fun with it. Just read the room. You know when there's a time for pictures, when there's not a time for pictures, and then just ask for advice from people who have been in the business for a while. They're going to be an open book and give you information as long as it's the right time. If it's right before their match, don't ask them. But after their match, talk to them, pick their brain, learn the tips and trades of the business.
Well, thank you for being on the show today.
Appreciate
And thank you, Wildcats, for listening and watching today's video. Make sure to show up to the upcoming wrestling match on Saturday. You said it started doors open at 6?
Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7. You can go to King of Sports Facebook page and get advance tickets, or you can buy tickets at the door.
Well, once again, thank you for being in the show, and we'll see you in the next video, Wildcats.